length of W must be greater than N, where N is a number of states of my DFA. After this, now we have chosen the W, and W is divided into the X, Y, Z. So next thing is, whenever the length of W is greater than N, means the length of W is greater than N, that time there is something, there is, suppose this is the Q0, initial state. Suppose this is the intermediate state, and this is the final state. This is the final state. Okay. Suppose this is my DFA with the 3 states. Now these 3 states, if I am saying this is accepting a string called as a AB, this is accepting a string called as a AB. So AB, length of AB is 2 strings, 2 alphabets. So length of the string is AB, 2 alphabets. And the number of states are the 1, 2, 3. Number of states are the 3. So number of states are greater than the length of a string. This is the case. Now we have to choose W such that the length of W must be greater than N. So if this is the case, that when the W is accepted by DFA, but the length of DFA, length of string is greater than the number of states, that time there exists some loop. There exists some loop. So because the states are less and the string is bigger, then the number of string is bigger than the number of states. That time there are somewhere there are the loop. Somewhere there are the loop. Okay. So this is the case, because whatever the problem statement we have seen, designing a DFA, in that case, just assume that if string is starting with A, so string is starting with A, after that we can have anything. So what is the L? String starting with A. First A, after that AB, after that A, B, B, or whatever thing is. So all these strings, W's, are accepted by, belongs to this language, where I'm saying the language accepts all the alphabets, all the word strings, which is starting from A. Okay. So if I'm trying to draw the DFA for it, we'll try to draw the DFA for it. Smallest size, we will draw the string, DFA for the smallest size valid string. So just try to recollect the designing of the DFA, smallest size valid string. Now for this, now the number of states are the 2. Number of the states of the 2. Now if I am taking this string, this is a valid starting with S. This is a valid. But the length of this is 4. The length of this string is 4. And the number of states in my DFA is 2. Okay. So for solving pumping lemma, we'll choose this. So if the number of alphabets in the string, the length of string is bigger than the number of states, that time what is the DFA for this? DFA for this, we'll have one loop here, A, and here we'll have one more loop called as B. We'll have A and B like this, A comma B. Okay. So this is the DFA which accept all the strings, So we are having loop here. If the size, length of the string is bigger than the number of states in my DFA, that time there exists some loop. In brief, getting? So that is the W we have to choose. So that string, this W is greater than N. The DFA will be somewhat like this. There must be somewhere loop exists. There is somewhere loop exists. Okay. So this is the basic thing what we have to understand to get this pumping lemma. A very basic thing. Now this is new for us, so we are finding somewhat difficult to understand, but we'll just revise it. First of all, lemma means what? The theorem. Pumping means what? We are increasing. Now self loop means what? A loop means what? We can have the number of alphabets, the valid alphabets. We can have any number of valid alphabet. Loop means what? We are having any number of valid alphabets. Means what? We are pumping that alphabet. We are increasing the alphabet means what? We are pumping the alphabet. So pumping lemma is nothing but a theorem. So why this theorem is used? This theorem is used to prove that the language is a non-regular. Regular language means what? Which can be represented by the regular expression, which can be represented by the finite automata, which shows the similar characteristics. All the strings will show the same characteristics in a regular language. Non-regular language, we cannot represent the non-regular language with the help of the DFA, with the help of the regular expression. That is a non-regular language. There is some alternate method to represent the non-regular language. So non-regular language, we cannot represent with the finite automata, we cannot represent with the regular expression. Now, what is a pumping lemma? In pumping lemma, we will assume, initially, we are assuming the language is regular, choosing a word of that language where the length of that word is greater than n. The length of word is greater than n, where the n is the DFA or the finite automata which accepts that string. So when the length of that string is greater than the number of states, it means that there exists somewhere loop in between the finite automata. There exists some loop in between the finite automata. So this is what actually pumping lemma is. Now next part. Now when we solve one example, that time some more things will be clear to you. Now this W, as we said, this W will divide into the three components. This W will divide into the three components. In these three components, we'll take care that this Y must be greater than 0. The length of this Y must be greater than 0. And the length of XY must be less than equal to N. The length of this must be less than equal to N. These two criteria we have to fulfill whenever we are choosing W or whenever we are dividing this W into these three parts, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So these two conditions, what are that conditions? The length of this Y must be greater than 0. Means it should be not non-zero. Second, the length of this XY must be less than equal to N. So these two criteria we will try to fulfill when we are choosing a W or when we are trying to divide this W into these three components. So now what is my W? We are saying W is equal to X, Y, Z. Okay. Now this Y, this middle part, what we are saying, if we are increasing this middle part, means we are increasing this, pumping this middle part. So then also all the strings what are generated should show the same property. Should show the same property. So whenever we are increasing this Y, means suppose we are saying X Y raised to I. Okay, X Y raised to I Z. Now we increase this I is equal to 1. So I equal to 1, we will get X Y Z. If I equal to 2, so we say X, Y, Y, Z. I equal to 3, we will say X, Y, 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 Z. Okay. Whatever this Y is, these are the variables. Remember, this X, Y, Z are the remembers, not the alphabet of the strings. So whatever this Y is, so even though we are increasing the Y alphabets of the string which belongs to Y, which we are considering as a Y. Even though we are increasing this Y, then also it shows the same property. Means it must belong to the same language. It must comes with the same language, same valid strings. Okay. So this is what your pumping lemma is saying. Even though we are increasing the middle part Y, it should belong to the same language. It must belong to the same language. And if we are increasing this middle string, and if this string what is generated does not belong to the language, does not belong to the language, then we will say this language is a non-regular language. This language is a non-regular language. Okay. So assumption is it must prove the same thing, must belong to the language. But in some cases, it is does not belong to the language. Then we'll come to the conclusion that yes, this is the non-regular language. This is the non-regular language because there is no as such method to prove that the language is non-regular language. So we are taking the help of this pumping lemma to prove the language is non-regular language. So pumping lemma increasing the middle part, increasing the middle part, and we are expecting, even though we are increasing the middle part, we should get the same valid strings. But if the language is non-regular, then the stage will come that this will not belong to the language. So that time we will say that this language